How can we be condescending to people if we don't talk to them? Right? Whenever I was in the
I'm
guild, like,
talking about the guild leader problem here, and I've spoken
so
to
then you're
Coco
talking
about
to
this
Coco
before.
specifically. So then say
Yes,
Coco.
who is
Don't
in
say
here now?
us. You said you
You know what?
guys. You didn't
Forget
say
it. We don't.
Coco.
I don't matter in all this. This is a Wonder issue. Like I really don't matter. I was only asked to come in here because of Wonder.
But
Okay.
dear, you
You guys
took
can
our
paint me as the
perms away.
villainous
That
or whatever.
matters. Like you
Yeah.
obviously had
You-
It
feelings
doesn't.
about this
You know what?
woman.
I don't matter. I don't. Okay.
But you did, so it does. Do you understand that? Like you did an action and it mattered.
Wow. Okay.
So we're the ones not being. I mean, Wonder, look, man, you have to do what you have to
This is
do.
very mature.
Like,
If anybody's not acting
what-
like an adult, it's definitely Deer.
Yeah.
Listen, I do
Alright.
my job. I check with every rogue, at least bi-weekly, usually every fucking week. You could ask any rogue on any raid team who's getting what, and they could tell you. It could be any fucking item. And yeah, I'm upset.
He's muted and paused, dude. He ain't listening.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't care. I want everyone to hear this. Again, I don't feel like this is a problem for Wonder or for you. It's a problem with the officers. I just want us to not let stuff keep falling through the cracks. If
But I
all
don't
of you
think
ended
that
up
stuff
saying,
was. That's the issue.
like the mace. No one talked to Corton apparently.
No,
Like,
Dracion did
obviously-
talk to him. He literally talked to him.
He was talked
Like,
to.
Deer's making
Like
a
I
big
said,
deal
it
about
was
this because
just
she didn't
four-
get the
No,
solution.
dude, guys, the issue fundamentally was, right, is that, like, we had done, there was no reason to raise the alarm because we had done what we had set out to do, right? The checks and balances were all in place, right? I trusted Dracion. I trusted Wonder. I could have stacked the deck, which I was accused of. And when I look at it, I don't think I really did. I resisted adamantly in putting in Max, who I felt was probably a little more qualified due to knowledge. But I didn't put him in because I took consideration of the guild. And the fact of the matter is that the systems were bypassed when people, like, think about why we have recap, right? It was to assess the discontent amongst the guildies. There is no way it's like there's no way one person can go around talking to every single person and get a feel. Now I think that's Wonder's expectation of what a GM should be. I kind of disagree because I felt when I watched him do that, he became overwhelmed. And I'm not trying to micromanage 100 people, which is why I was against 2 raids. But like time and time again, I adhered to the vision of this guild, right? Like what Wonder had built. I worked so hard to just like keep everything together, and we were in an upswing. We got to this problem because proper channels were not being utilized. People were complaining to Deer, and she was not communicating it to the people who were given, responsibilities, right? Or who were supposed to be held accountable, aka Dracion, aka Deer. How can Dracion do his job if he doesn't know there's
I mean,
discontent?
I totally agree. But like Coco, I mean, all I can go on is based on, what's said to me. Like I don't know. I
So
wasn't.
this the thing is, it's not about
I mean,
you either,
what-
dude, right? Because
hold
this
on.
is the whole point, right? Like Dracion.
Okay, well, this is all about me. So
No, it's not. Because
not.
the
okay.
point.
I'm saying this
It's not.
portion. This portion is, kind of what is being said. Which I have talked to all the healers. I ask every, 3 to 4 weeks. It's like, hey, great job tonight. Did a great job. Do you have any feedback for me? Everyone says good stuff all the time.
That's good. I mean,
Yeah,
like I
and-
said, I believe you do your job. I haven't heard anything bad about it.
So-
Right.
So the question is the credibility of the claims that things are falling through the cracks and all that.
Yep.
Upon investigation on all
Sure.
Wonder, dude, you
Okay,
sent me
honestly, this is not like I'm not gonna get into the he said she said.
right. No,
like, I
there
already
is
told
no
you this.
hesitation.
You already know how this what it really is. All I'm saying is because at the end of the day,
Wonder's in the position where he has to. It's like it's us. It's his life or this game. You know what I mean?
like I'm not
He
trying,
has no
I'm trying to make
choice.
something some stupid. I'm not trying to make him say some stupid excuses. Long story short is we have.
Them like, hey, are there discrepancies? Their disgruntlement is as equal as to anybody who has any sort of loot issue. They're just like grumbling about it, right? And then you said I shouldn't have to explain myself, but you, like, that's if all decisions are intuitive and no explanation is needed, that's like called the perfect decision. Name one guild that doesn't have one. So if somebody has a disgruntlement, why am I not allowed to explain it? Because like this is the problem, right? The breakdown of communication. They think that I'm biased or whatever. But when I talked to them, they were just like, yo, it just seems like this and this. And I could understand why they would feel that way. But when I talked to them, at a heart to heart, it didn't seem as it was that big of a deal. The
No,
problem is
they're
that-
not. They're not. They don't care. They like you. They don't matter, Coco. It's not your fault.
So why
okay?
am I being roasted and why am I being taken over? Like, why is it a hostile takeover? Literally, because you see what I'm talking about, man. So yeah, I do have to defend myself.
I'm not telling you not to defend yourself. I'm just stating that people, they viewed you because literally was from what
So
they
why
know.
didn't they? What? So don't just have a conversation with old man Coco? Because when
so
they
then
did,
they're
it was
upset
cool.
because so
It's literally
basically
cool.
they're upset because Visari came to Coco and questioned him and wanted some things, and Coco directly said, "This is, I'm the guild leader. I'm in charge. This is what's going to happen. I understand that you want to give feedback, and I will receive your feedback, but I'm not going to do it in the middle of the raid. If I make a decision, I'm going to make a decision. And so if you don't like that, then you have to go. I think that is completely reasonable. I haven't heard Visari's side of the story, so it could be completely different. But knowing Coco, I would assume that that's probably about where it went. So it seems like people
I don't
are
think this
upset
has
at him
anything to
because
do
of
with
that.
Visari. I didn't have anything. I don't care. Like, I never wanted this to be anything about Visari.
So
All
then
I'm
they're upset
stating
at
is
the
But it
battle
was
bears.
pointed out, dude. You can't say it's not when it does matter. In the point, the opinion of individuals, Vasari's name was dropped in there, does matter, and work against is basically a reason to remove me. Like it was said, the opinion of
How
like
he deals with people.
you didn't want to be in an environment where people were talking shit about me. And I was like, why do we care about their opinion when they want us to fail? They hope they're like, hey, let me check the logs and talk shit. Dude, they have nothing better to do than to do that. My focus is on the guild. Like, I just don't care about what they think. I would think that you would want somebody to focus on what matters, not what somebody else who has nothing to do with anything says about me. And between you and me, Wonder, I thought you knew me a little bit better than that. Why should it matter what they think?
look. I'm not talking about they. I don't know who they is or they
Supra
are.
and okay,
Like, I'm
dude,
okay. No,
read
I'm.
your message, man.
Yeah, I shouldn't have
You wrote
included
it
his
to
name.
me.
I shouldn't have included his
Hey,
name.
but
But
you
like,
did
long
because
story
the
short,
concluded
is
it doesn't matter, dude. How can you deny? Like, if it wasn't important, why would you drop it? I didn't ever mention Super Tricks or anybody. And then you got hostile, dude. You were like, dude, you have no idea what what I can do. Oh, man, you said like we clowned on Jewy songs for going, dude, you're gonna regret this for the rest of. I had to, dude, come on. What do
Yeah.
you want me to do?
well, what do you want me to do? I told you to fucking G kick us. Hello.
Why am I going to be my own arsonist? You feel so guilty about it.
Like, you can't
I'm not
expect
gonna
somebody to like do that for you. Like, I mean, it's a difficult decision. Like, if you want people to leave, then you just have to have a direct conversation with them, right? I had this conversation with you 5 months ago. Whenever I said all of Battle Bears will leave if it will make it easier on you, you said no, it's not going to make it easier. Don't leave, right? Like, if you want things, you have to be direct. That's the difference, right? That's where Deer's getting upset. That's where maybe some other people are getting upset, is because Coco is being direct with people. He's not being unfair. He's not being overly rude. We all know Coco. Coco's not a rude person, right? He's blank. He's point blank, blunt, and to the point. And so people either respond to that well or they don't respond to that well. And there are some people that don't respond to that well in the guild, and that's okay. You can have conversations. They can go to you. They can go to other officers. They can talk to other people. But you can't say Coco was doing a bad job. And all the top 5 stuff and whatever that we used to be, that was MC, man. And BWL, like, Raid 1, that was supposed to be the competitive raid, couldn't clear BWL in under an hour and a half for the first 2 months. Right? Raid 2, that was supposed to be the scrub raid, that we were all in, was clearing it in under an hour after the first month. So,
Yeah, I
like,
get that, and I'm not
so
like
to-
I never made those like those.
but Deer
accusations.
made that as one of the things, saying, hey, we're not competitive anymore.
I would say, like, at least right now and currently in AQ, yeah, we're not competitive, but
Yeah.
we're trying.
And we don't have the roster to be competitive, man. We just have to be honest with that. We don't have the players to be competitive. We have some people that hold us back. Even I hold this back. You know why? Because I don't even respec anymore. I go in there as PvP spec, and I still beat people on damage, which is a joke. Like, we don't have the roster to be super competitive. And that's not what we made up. Whenever you have two different raids like this and you're not doing splits, you're not going to be as competitive. Because you're having to worry about filling two different things. I mean, that
Right,
was
you're
the
trying to
Yeah,
put
I
up-
that
feel,
was
I,
that
you
was the
know, I
suggestion
really
we
feel
gave
like
from the very beginning. Like,
I
if you
really
want
feel
to have
like
the
we
best
need to
guild,
do
go
something
ahead.
with the second rate team. Like, you know what?
I mean,
Like,
it's like two different
said it.
guilds
I've
in one
said it a
guild.
few times. I'm gonna say it again. I really don't care who's at the helm. I feel like Wonder and Coco both have their flaws and their benefits as GM, but I do feel like the second rate team just creates too much work for everyone to go to. Everyone goes to the GM. Everyone PMs the GM. You know what I mean? You got 100 people. You can't like Coco said. He can't follow up with 100 people and make sure that everything's done, or at least two sets of officers to make sure everything's done. And I'm damn sure certain that Wonder can't do it. No offense, Wonder. I mean, it's just everyone's gonna PM you, and you'll be pulled 1,000 different directions. I think that's the result of us having two raid teams. Like, if we had one raid team, the leadership could hone in more and make sure that these communication issues, whether it's just between, you know, I guess Deer knowing and or anyone else knowing, really, to be honest, it'll allow that to be easier. But that's just my opinion. I don't know how we get rid of it. Hell, Vasari's back in the raid. You know,
Look, I said it at the beginning, and people didn't want me to go through with it because they thought it would be like destructive.
Yeah.
But like I told you, I
I
felt
know
like
you did. I mean, I wish I would have listened. I mean, but again, like, I didn't account. Like, you gotta understand, Wonder. My ideas. I'm just sitting here at my computer. I get up at 9 o'clock in the morning. I do schoolwork till 11. I smoke a blunt, eat some sausage biscuits, and then I play WoW all day. So like, that's it. Like
yeah.
if you had my kind of free time, I'm sure that you could, make sure that everyone is doing what they're supposed to do. Same with Coco or Alex or anyone else in this channel. You know what I mean?
No, I understand that, and look, at the end of the day, I know this sounds all this situation sounds pretty ridiculous and pretty insane, and when it comes down to loot, when it comes down to all of it, like I guess it doesn't really matter. Like I don't. At the end, it's just more of, like, can people get along, or do people want to play together? Do people want to do things together? And at some point, I feel that I guess there's a clique of people that are been
No, that's
styling
where you're
this
wrong.
Ronald.
Not
Yeah, but
we
like,
can
see,
man.
but see, the thing is, Deer is not doing this and acting out this way because she feels that like she's on her own little island, and that like I see the PMs and I see the people telling her. I don't know why people just want to like vent at her, or maybe she creates that for herself, and she gets the people vent at her, and then just vent about
So
like whatever issues
yeah,
they want to vent about.
we empathize with that, which is why we created recap literally out of that situation to
Issues they
address
want to
that
vent about.
directly. No human being can make sane decisions if all they're placated with is just negative fucking complaints. You got to have a therapy checkout session. Like, we as a group are trying to mend and work together. I am being inclusive. I am being like, I think that by basically bottling everything in does none of us good. She comes up with her own conclusions. It literally should have just been, here's the recap. What is the disgruntlement? Let us know, because we're not bad people or officers, right? We want to work. We want all this to work out, but we can't work if we don't know. That's the thing. It's like I didn't talk to the Warpass all that much, right? I interact with them here and there, and when we have a heart to heart, it's all good. And you're telling me they're cool with me. I've never had any problems. How am I supposed to know that what I'm doing is bad or whatever, right? Like, nobody knows. Gotta like let us know. Talking about we're poorly communicating, but it goes both ways, sort of deal, man. I just hope you see that part of it at least.
No, I mean I see that part, but I mean the other side is, for example, you stick Crib and because he does all bad, and then I have to hear it. Then when we have 2 wipes in the last
Not
4
wrong.
weeks, and then they just meme on the fact that like, oh, we wiped in the last 2 weeks. Why isn't anyone getting punished? And then obviously Deer and
Now,
myself.
does he know that it should have been Gordov to be punished because he didn't move the guy out of the wall and was LOSing everyone?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just
Okay, so
stating.
like we
It's
hang on
just-
to this crib thing again, okay? Like they're using this as the reason.
I mean,
And
what
it's
did
like,
they
dude,
expect? Like, literally, he died 8 times
no,
by
but
not
like,
putting
let's
his
look
hook
at the
on.
Yeah,
result.
but so the thing is, they didn't cause any wipes. So to
Yeah,
their
it
eyes, well, I
definitely
didn't cause
did.
a wipe. Wait, when was this? Like, when was this wipe?
Dude, we've died. We've wiped plenty of times in BWL because of things like that.
I think we definitely have wiped on Firemon because like tank didn't work. Look, I'm just saying, recency bias, I guess, is what people cling to because they're salty about some stupid shit that they got punished for.
I
So
mean,
then
if someone
anytime
gets
anything
that, they're
stupid
gonna be
happens,
upset, right? Like,
I mean, I think it's already been established that the Crib also does a lot of things relatively selfishly because it's all about like he wants to
This
park.
is, hold on,
yeah,
hold on.
but it's
on,
not
hold on.
about crib. It's about the fact that like obviously.
Like let's look at this. Let's be real, right? Crib has actually been super on point with it, right? We tried a method. It wasn't popular. We did it in the spirit to make it to improving. He improved, but now we harp on the
Yes.
methodology. Like Jesus, guys, come on.
I'm
We
not
got
trying
the
to.
job
I'm not trying to
No,
harp
but-
on the methodology. I'm just harping on the fact that
I'm
like
thinking.
I have
think
to
that you
hear
guys
like
are
the
taking a
snide stupid
situation-
comments about
It's
like
no-
every time something
Dude,
stupid
I'm
happens.
gonna let you in on a secret, dude. Like,
And I know you
I'm
don't care.
closest- No. No, I wasn't gonna say that at all. I'm a little closer to the battle budge than you. I have to deal with this bullshit all the time. I don't perceive it as like, oh my god, these fools are gonna quit or whatever. It's just people are
But
pissy and people are pissy, right?
Yeah,
That's
I know.
just
I
right.
don't view it as people are quitting either. I
We're-
don't
we're-
know where I
but
don't know where
the
I'm getting
thing-
fatalistic.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
I
Is
mean-
like, okay, so we make a mental snippet of it. Okay, this should be addressed, but keep it in mind. And we just move. You like try to tear down the walls and do everything. You guys, like, I thought we have disagreements. We're all trying to work together, but then when you do these things that are just like almost so absolute, locking the perms, locking the spreadsheet, what, and then the things that you said to me directly, I don't know how else to respond other than like, dude, the guy just really wants it that bad, and he's willing to do these things. I have no, like, I was lost. I didn't know what to do. When we digest everything, it's really not that bad. Our guild's not that bad. Yeah, we have problems. Every guild does. I'm trying to work it out, but then like you're like pulling the cord. Like I don't know what you said. Why you guys said the things you said. It basically made your case that I didn't adequate. I wasn't good. All these things, right? And like I reread over the messages that Deer sent me regarding the loot, because I caught wind of the messages that you sent other people saying that like I was being biased, I was being unfair. I'm pretty critical of myself too, dude, man. And when I looked at it, when I really looked at our conversations, it was clear that she was subtly trying to hint at things at me, but it wasn't direct enough. I'm dealing with a million PMs. I'm telling her like, dude, can you just tell me what it is you want? You want the chess piece, right? I can't get like, you said it yourself, right? Sometimes she drops the hint, like a girl thing or whatever. Bad at that. Like it wasn't like I was ignoring her, right? I was just like, dude, she wants the chess piece. I better take it, dude. I've given her everything in terms of like what she's ever requested. She wanted to go shadow. The shadow. I could easily be like, dude, we need to optimize this raid. We can't have a shadow priest. Blah blah blah. 18 debuffs, right? She brought that up, and we were like, cut out the mind flay and made her go smite. I didn't even harp on that, and I was like, you know what, that's fucked up. Let her just play how she wants because she has the game.
Look, I
I've
mean,
been giving her everything.
I'm not trying to be facetious or be a dick, but like, honestly, like if I'm not playing with her, I'm not playing the game.
I
so
get that, dude.
That's like let's
I'm being real too, and why do you think like I do the things? It has more special privilege because of the value that I have towards you, for friendship and all that stuff. When you told me like, treat her well, I feel like I am. I've never insulted her. I maybe don't make her as happy as you do, and rightfully so, man. But I try. I don't think I disrespect her. If she got a problem, she got to come directly to me to it. Why are we pulling everyone together? This is ridiculous. If it's an issue between her and I, just let us talk it out. If it's a character disagreement, there's ways.
But the thing is, I told you that, like, 2 days ago. I'm like, please talk it out with her, but that gets you.
Can you, like, when you get a chance, reread the last, like, couple of weeks of conversations between us up until the point after this group? I feel it was very civil. We were very direct. And I was just like, I was answering her in a timely manner when I couldn't answer. I felt like I was doing everything within my power. Now, little did I know it wasn't to her standard or whatever it was, right? It was being perceived, I was being perceived as having a thing against her. How do I know that when I feel that I'm okay? Because when you told me all this, I was literally like, huh? I'm treating her like shit? What? I didn't get it. And our conversation that lasted 2 hours was more or less about me being confused and me having to rebuttal every single thing that was being brought up. And you were just like, dude, I'm just the messenger. I don't know. So like we can already see how ineffective it is for you to communicate her displeasures with me, right? She needs to just tell me directly. And maybe you should be like, hey, dude, she feels like you're ignoring.
I guess
I don't
we
have
all.
enough weed for this, guys.
I don't think anybody.
I mean, the question you have to answer, and it seems like Deer has to answer, is can Deer play with the rest of us? And if she can't, well, then you have your decision. You either take GM over and you force us to leave, or you don't and you try and work it out, right? It seems like most of the issues revolve around Deer. Like, I'm going to be honest.
Well,
we talked to Gordov, we've talked to other people, and sure, we may make some people upset, and we may have made people upset in the past, but you know what we don't do? We just don't talk to that many people anymore. And you know why we don't? Because if we do say something to people, it just gets misconstrued. So we come to the raids, we do our stuff, and you know, we hang out with each other, right? There's nothing wrong, you know, nobody gets upset at Gordov and his team for being in their Discord together. There's plenty of other people that don't hang out in the same Discord, right? But, you know, like, at the end of the day, you have to figure out if you can play with us, right? And I mean, you know, all of us, whether it's the Battle Bears people or it's the other people as well. Because because Dracion and Roxama, this is probably their first exposure to, like, what's really going on instead of what's been talked about. Because what's been talked about and what's being said currently in Officer Chat is not the truth.
Look, man, it's the same shit, different person shitting.
But I will tell you, the one consistent theme every single time that there was an issue with loot was you and Deer.